Hey guys, it's Tanya with Scraptastic Creations. Today I'm going to create a 2-page layout using Close to My Heart's exclusive paper collection, Home for Christmas. I love these traditional Christmas colors. And look at this sticker sheet. I love it. I mean, look at these titles. Home for the Holidays. The Joy of Christmas is Family. I want to use one of these. I'm not sure which one of these I want to use, but I just love them. And I really like this Dear Santa Claus one too, but I have something else in mind for that. And look at this. It's like a postage stamp. I love that. So I really like these words, so I want to incorporate some of those. And I love this banner, but I might hold off on that too because I have a different project in mind for that as well. But let me show you this paper. So this is the paper collection, and you get 2 of each sheet. So all of these papers are double-sided. So this one, this really fun mailbox and wreath and Christmas, all these traditional Christmas icons. I love this. And then this is the back of that. So all of these papers feature a Brandon strip on them or a zip strip, and I absolutely love having that. And then on the back of them, it lists all the featured colors, so there's no guesswork, and I really appreciate that. So I know I'm going to use black, candy apple, French vanilla, jade, mink, mocha, pine, and scarlet cardstock, inks, or whatever. So I don't have to go around and try to match colors. I know exactly what colors I need. And then on this one, look at this wood print. Isn't that beautiful? How like home feeling does that give you, like with the plaids and stuff? So this is the back of this gorgeous plaid print. And you've got this really pretty like holly and leaf up here. And then this is probably my favorite. I love this script print right here. Holiday traditions, oh, Christmas tree, jolly, the holiday spirit. I heard the bells. Tis the season. Home, I'll be home for Christmas. I love this. So the back of this is this gorgeous pine print, and I love all the detail in this. So, and the presents. Look at those presents. I am going to use the brand new Sketchbook, Make It From Your Heart, Volume 6. And I love this particular sketchbook because not only does it have single page layouts, but it also has double page layouts. And then it also has your traditional 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 cards. And then even slimline cards, and I love that. So there is some of everything in here. And each one of the patterns has 2 pieces of artwork, so there's lots of inspiration. And the cutting diagram is here, and then they even lay out all the papers for you and tell you, you know, this goes in 5 1/2 inches and up 4 1/4 inches. It gives you ideas of where to put journaling, where to put titles, lays your photos out for you. And so, like I said, I mean, it literally tells you how far down to put your papers. So it takes all the guesswork out and makes scrapbooking super easy. So I love that. I am going to use pattern 16 today. So I'm going to use this one. And here's a couple pieces of artwork. And this video is a collaboration with my fellow consultant and friend, Amy McGrew. And Amy is an amazing designer. And we are going to both use the Home for Christmas and pattern 16. So I will leave her video linked in the description below. So when you're done watching this, hop on over to her channel for lots more inspiration using this paper collection and this particular pattern. So let me show you my photos. This is my family, minus my daughter Emily and my son Caleb. They weren't with us. But this is Nights of Lights in St. Augustine. And every year, St. Augustine puts on this huge Nights of Lights event, and it lasts, 6-7 weeks. And all the stores on the bayfront and the hotels and the businesses, they go all out. I mean, there is so many bulbs and lights. It's just beautiful. So we've kind of made it a tradition since we moved here to Florida to go and see the Nights of Lights. We walk around the entire area, and we just enjoy all the beautiful lights and bulbs. And I mean, it's very festive. There's always music playing. It's just a really nice time. And then we go to dinner afterwards as a family somewhere up there at the bayfront. I'm using 2 Versamats since I'm doing a double page layout. And I'm bringing in French Vanilla cardstock, which is one of the featured colors in the paper collection. And I just feel like the French Vanilla adds more of a traditional Christmas feel than the White Daisy. So I'm going to bring my pattern papers back in so I can show you how I'm going to choose which pattern to use in the background. So this particular pattern calls for 2 6 1/4 by 12 sheets of pattern paper or cardstock. And I am going to make that about a 1/2 inch bigger because I printed my photos 4 by 6 and I want just a little bit more room around there. But so when I'm thinking about which paper I want to use, I'm just going to kind of lay out my photos right here and just kind of take a look at them. And when I'm looking at this pattern, this just seems just a little too busy. It kind of takes away from my photos and I don't want to do that. And then if I would think about this pattern or this pattern, they're way too busy to be in my background like that. They totally wash my photos out, and my photos are the star of this layout. So then I'm going to kind of look at these colors. And this wood one, although it's absolutely gorgeous, there wasn't really like a wood kind of feeling here. So I don't want to use that one. So that leaves me these 2. And so if I would kind of lay this out here to see what I think or what I like, I can lay this out and I can totally see that looking beautiful. I like that. And put some red behind here, and I could have that real traditional Christmas feel. But then when I lay this one out and I lay my photos here, I love that. I love that black with that red. I mean, that just really pops. I think that is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to go with this script print. And like I said, I'm going to cut that about a 1/2 inch bigger than the dimensions call for. So I really love that plaid print and I want to use it. And the pattern doesn't call for this, but I wanted to add these strips down here to pull that in. And I might even go ahead and tuck that under a little bit so it wouldn't be, I cut this at a 1/2 inch. I would maybe tuck it in to where it's only like 3/8 of an inch is showing. So I like this. I think this is like a real traditional old kind of pattern. And, you know, I was in Old St. Augustine at this traditional event that they always have. So I love that. I just think it plays in on the event I was at as well. So I was thinking that I could even just kind of tuck it under a little bit and have about that much showing. And then it gives it that layered look as well. So it just looks like this whole piece of paper is back here instead of just these little strips. And so that's a fun tip for you too, to save on your paper. I always try to save on my paper any way that I can because I like to be able to use it and make a lot of things with it. So I could totally do that, which I think I like that better. I was looking at this print and I love this gingham print on that zip strip. And I was thinking I could cut that and put that there. And I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those. So I was able to put that zip strip on the top and the bottom of both pages because I purchased more than one of these paper packs. And I have a couple ideas. I really like the way that looks. So I could leave this, these 3 photos like this. They look really, the colors tie so nicely together. But they had a single strip. So I had a couple ideas. I could totally leave this the candy apple, and they had about 1/4 of an inch showing around there. So I could literally cut a strip and not use these frames around these small photos, and I could cut a singular candy apple cardstock strip of paper, and I love the way that looks. That looks really pretty. Or I could bring this green paper in, and I could totally lay this out on there, and it will bring that in there, and I think that's really pretty. So I could cut this to the right size and bring that green in there, and I could still have my red border around my photos. I saw this super fun, all these mailbox and these traditional pieces. I could totally cut this, and again, I would definitely leave a 1/4 of an inch around, I'm sorry, not here, I would leave a 1/4 of an inch around this so you could see it, maybe a little more up top and the bottom, so you can kind of get a feel of these. So now I want to show you, if I put it like this, my photos kind of get lost even though I have a frame. But if I cut a singular piece of that red cardstock and put them on there, then my photos don't get lost. So there's a little tip for you to use a busy pattern. That looks very nice as well. I want to bring in this stamp set. So this is Holiday Banner, and I want to use these poinsettias and these leaves and possibly these berries. So I brought in my all-purpose mat. I'm going to bring in a piece of white daisy cardstock, and I'm going to bring in my Distress Oxide, my Candied apple, and I am going to rub this on here. Now I'm going to make sure I let this dry, and I am going to make sure I also go one direction. So I don't want to go this way. So I'm going to rub this in like this, and I'm not going to cover the whole thing, but the majority of it. Okay? All right, great. So I'm going to let that dry for just a few minutes. I might even bring in my heat tool. And then I'm going to get another piece of paper, and I'm going to take out my my Rustic Wilderness and my Mowed Lawn, and I'm going to do another piece of paper with that. Okay, so those are both dry, and I do have a piece of scratch paper because I'm going to bring in stamps that are new that I haven't used. So I'm just going to rub them on my hand or your arm just to give them a little bit of seasoning to take that manufacturer's coat off. And then I brought in my Scarlet, Pine, and Jade inks, and I'm just going to practice on here for a minute. So I think that I will do this one in Pine and this one in the Jade. So I'm going to ink that up, and I'm just going to practice just a few times on here. I think that's pretty good. And then I'm going to bring that paper back in. Okay. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of space. I'm probably leaving just a little bit too much, but I'm going to leave a little bit of space so I can bring in my thin cut, so my metal die that this came with, so I can run it through my embossing machine and cut those images out. So go ahead, and I'm going to start with maybe 8 of these. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in that other one, and I will bring in the Pine ink. That's so pretty. okay? I really like how that looks. And now I'm going to stamp that poinsettia, and I'm going to stamp that in the scarlet. So I'm just letting that ink soak in. So pretty. So, so pretty. Make sure I leave enough space so I can cut that out. So then I'll just go ahead and bring my metal die in, and I'll put it on there, and I'll put a little bit of low-tack tape on there, and then I'll run it straight through my embossing machine. So I got those all cut out, and let me show you what I want to do with them. So I am going to get 2 of them, and I am going to bring in my Spectrum Noir metallic paint marker, and this is gold, and I'm bringing in the 0.755, and I am going to take this and literally draw right over these lines from when I stamped my image. Do you like adding these additional little details that really give your layout or your little embellishments that you put on there a wow factor? It just kind of takes it up to a whole new level, and I really enjoy adding these little extra details. It makes me happy. So how about you? Is it tedious for you? Is it stressful for you? You just want to stamp it, get it done real quick and have it done? Or do you really enjoy adding these extra details? Okay, so there's that. So for this next one, I'm literally only going to do the tip of it. I don't need to waste my time doing the whole thing or waste my paint marker. I literally just need the top part of this. Now that I did that, I am going to take this one, and I'm literally just going to pinch the ends like this. I'm going to do it to both of these. Just pushing my finger in and pushing my other ones up. You can also just kind of do this. If that's easier for you, just kind of squeeze them, pinch it. Perfect. So now I'm going to bring in some liquid glue, and I'm going to put that right there on the bottom, and then just kind of, I'm going to kind of turn this till I get the bottom one centered in between the petals to where I like it. So then I am going to bring in some gold glitter gems. So these have retired. I just have these in my stash, but I happen to know that we have some new gold glitter gems coming out, and they are just as fabulous. So I think I want to bring in this Home for Christmas scrapbooking stamp set. And I love these presents, and you can kind of build them. They've got some shadowing, and then you can stamp some things on top of them. And they have these awesome thin cuts. So the bow on top of them is completely separate. So I can cut that out in whatever color I would like. So here's the presents. And so literally I stamped this in pine ink, and then I stamped on top of it with scarlet. And I cut the little bow out in the light side of scarlet cardstock, and I got to glue that together. And then I did this one. I stamped it in jade, and then I stamped the lines on it, the chevron. I stamped that in pine, and then I cut this out in gold foil paper. And we don't have gold foil paper anymore at Close to My Heart, but I still have some left over. So I dug into my stash and I used that, and I wanted to pull out some of this gold. And then I stamped this one, the little present. I stamped in candy apple, and then I stamped in the scarlet on top of it. And then I also cut this one out in gold. So I will glue those pieces together, and I think they're cute. And so I was thinking that I'm going to put 2 on this side and 1 on this side. So I stamped that title. I stamped it in pine ink, and I just cut out a circle. And I did go ahead and make 1 solid strip of that candy apple cardstock. And instead of doing the 1/4 of an inch, I did an 1/8 of an inch like the rest of my photos around it. So I kind of wanted to put that in here and see what I thought. So I like that. And I think that's really cute. And the reason I like that so much is because it really brings the feel of the Nights of Lights into things, because there's all these bulbs and decorations, I mean, everywhere. They go all out, big fancy bulbs, like just everywhere, tons of them. So I like that. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to bring in my black ink, and I think I'm going to bring in my blending tool, and I'm going to do a little ink distressing around the edges, and that'll kind of pull this up off of this page and make it stand out. And if you're not familiar with ink distressing, let me show you real quick. And then I just kind of want to show you the difference that just some small little technique like this, little detail like this, makes a huge difference. So let me show you that. Okay, so can you see it here and then here? How it just kind of pops up, separates, you know, it pops up off the page a little more. So I like that. So I'm going to distress the rest of these pieces off camera so you don't have to watch me, but I am not going to distress these frames. I love the way that my title came out. So I had stamped it in the pine ink on white daisy cardstock, and then I thought, oh well, it doesn't match because I used French vanilla. So I re-stamped it in French vanilla, on French vanilla cardstock. And then I took my gold shimmer brush. This thing is amazing. It's just full of some gold shimmer, and it shines. It's so pretty. And then I just kind of went over all the letters in my shimmer brush, and it added that gold there. And then I took that that metallic paintbrush. I took the 0.7 mm, and I literally went over these stars with it. And then I brought in this one, the 3 mm, and I went around that whole edge, and I'm gonna show you. So I'm thinking that I would like to stick this kind of about here, and then I will kind of glue those presents in down there around that. I think that looks so pretty. I brought in my fancy stitched bracket, and this is like a set. There's like 2 of them, and they were still available. So I cut out this this French vanilla cardstock, and then I just literally took my olive Le Pen journaling pen and my ruler, and I just put lines on it, the green lines, because I did the green there. And then I took this one, the 3 mm, and I literally just went around the edges with that to give that beautiful gold finish around there, and I love it. I love the way that looks. All right, so I want to bring in that shimmer brush and add some gold back to in the background to this layout. Okay, I'm just going to give that a shake, and I'm going to squeeze just a little bit to get that ink down there, and then I'm going to bring that in. So pretty. I love this. This is like one of my favorite things. I love doing splatter. So I love all these shimmer brushes, but I definitely love the gold there. That clear is just beautiful. So I wanted to add a little bit more right here, like a lot. Really want you to see that, okay? And then I'm going to add down here. Let's see how that looks. Definitely want to add more of that. Oh, good. There we go. Now we're getting some nice splatters. So I'm going to bring that up here a little bit more onto this flower. Beautiful. And then I will add a little bit more of those bigger ones up here. Oh, love it. Okay. And then I'm thinking that how pretty would it be to have just a few little gold thingies there. Beautiful. All right, I love that. So now I want to add in on the other page. So I'm going to bring in some of these gold glitter gems that I have in my stash, and these are no longer available. We are getting some different gold gems, and those will be coming soon. But these are not available. I just have them in my stash. So I'm just thinking that I might like just a few kind of around here. So I'll probably just put, because there's enough of that gold splatter that I don't really need a lot of these, but I would like a few of them. So I like that. And then I'm gonna add them up here as well. So we'll put one here, and then maybe one here, and then I'll do the other one here. And then I'm going to add a few over here. So I'm gonna do this here. Well, no, I'm gonna do it here. Yeah, and then I'm going to maybe add a few up here. So I'm going to journal about, you know, that we go to this thing. We've been going each year for several years now, and how much we enjoy it. Let me give you a closer look. Really love the way those flowers came out. I think they look so pretty, and those presents were so cute. And I really like this, how that journaling, how that title came out. I think that came out really nice. And then here's this one. So I hope you enjoyed this process video, and till next time.